Hi guys, in this video I'm going to introduce you to DordStream, what is DordStream, how to use DordStream, and the features of DordStream. Now let's see what is DordStream. DordStream is an integrated development environment for developing or building a DordStream core libraries. That is, it is environment designed for you to develop your DordStream project, whether you are working on a website or you are working on a web application. So it is just an environment that is only designed for development of DordStream collab. So it's only designed for what a DordStream collab. You can't develop any outside application with DordStream Studio. You can only develop your DordStream libraries or your templates, whether you're working on a website or a web application. So any DordStream project, that is what DordStream support. So it is a desktop based application, which means you have to install it before you make use of it. This is it here. This is my DordStream Studio here. So you have to install it before you start making use of it. So now let's open up and see the features of DordStream, and let's see how to make use of DordStream. Now let me see at the main bar here. We have a file, we have edit, we have view, we have project, we have settings, we have music, we have tools. Now let's come out to the file and let's see what the file means, what we can do with the file. Now when we click on it, we have a drop down of new, import, open, and exit. Now let's see. Now if we want to exit the application, that's when we click on the exit. The new server as well for us to create a new project, whether you are creating a new project, a file, or a folder. That is where you come to new and create. Now let's, we are doing example as an example here. Now let's create a new project here now, and let's see how to create a new project with DordStream. Now let's click on a project for us to create a new project. Now let's see, when we create a new project, a control will show up which shows choose template. That means allow us to choose the template we want to work on depending on what the project we are working on. Then what is the template? The template is just for you to generate a structured file and folder for you to continue your development. So instead of you starting it from scratch, starting structuring your file and folder, you don't need to structure it yourself. So it's going to generate the structure yourself, the folder and the files of your code which you'll be working on itself. Now you have a blank template. This blank template is when you want to create it yourself from scratch as well, which you need to structure it yourself. You have an application template. That is when you are developing your web application, which is going to generate a file for you that will structure the application you are developing. If it is a website, then that's when we make it our web template, because if you don't write any code, it won't generate any backend code for us to generate any backend code. It's only in the application template that will generate a backend code for us. But for template or website template, it's not going to generate any backend code for us, because we are not using any backend code. We just need our knowledge in what HTML and CSS to develop our websites, such as blog, or this website, all this content, all these regular content websites, like all this blog. You can also create a website. You can also create a dynamic website with it, but not application. Now let's say when we click on it, it's going to show us what to name our project. So this is where we give our project a name. So we'll name the project. Let's see, we name at demo. Where demo. And let's open it. So here now it's going to generate our folders and files for us, which we just need to develop to build on. When you see now, it has the word app configuration. From that app configuration, it has the word app settings and app resources. For this app settings now, it's also just when we are this is where we can like keep our values. Then if you want to keep your values, you can keep it and retrieve it back through the code. But since we are working on a website now, so we don't need anything of retrieving of code or anything. We can just have to set our debug mode back to false. That's when we are putting in production, when we want to put it and make use of it on a web server. So we just have to put it as false. So this debug mode just means that we want to generate the error for us. If probably there is error in writing your code, so it's going to generate the error and tell you where the error comes from. That's when we put it to true. But if we put it to false, it won't tell us where the error comes from. It will just redirect us go to the error page. So, and we have our app configuration. This app resources here, this is where it's going to, like, if we want to have our if we want to have our namespace which you want to use, you want to call it any libraries, this is where you come and what and put it here. Then we have our assets here. This asset is where we have our resources. We have a CSS, we have your image, and we have a JavaScript resources. So this is where you're going to keep it. We have for CSS, we have for images, we have for JavaScript. Now they also have a controller, we have a models, we have a shared, and we have a view. But since we are already working on website, we don't need to care about the controllers or the model because we are not writing any logic, we're not writing any backend code. So now let's come to the share. Now what does this share folder? The share folder means going what all this file inside has to be shared across the whole application which you are working on. You have a category, error, landing page. You have these are landing page, these are layout. Instead of you be laying it on each pages, so you can lay out your design here in layout scene and you start make use of it throughout the application. So you don't need to be giving your pages layout every time you create the pages. So you don't need to be laying and you don't need to design the layout of each page. Do you understand? You just have to put it down in your layout file. Once you put down in your layout file, it will reflect in other pages. If you don't want a unique layout, you can also make changes as well. So there is option for you to make changes, and there's option for you to have a unique layout throughout all your design, your page. You have, so now we'll explain better when we are creating a website, because I will still make a video on how to create a website with DordStream. Then that's when you understand all this folder as well. So now you can create a new folder, create a new file, and create a new code libraries depending on what. Let's assume that we have this website and want to upgrade it. Probably we want to turn it to web application, we want to write a code as well. So you can come down here, you see you can left click. When you left, you have a new file and folder. Now let's create a new file because we want to create a new controller for us. Now let's see, you have JavaScript document, you have HTML, you have layout document, you have style sheets, you have controller, you have class times if you want to create a class interface, and what JSON file. Now we want to create a controller for us because we are working on we want to convert it back to web application. And I want to come back to our web application. When we see now, when we create a new controller, it's going to generate both the controller and the view for us. As you can see now, it's going to generate it for us. So you can route your controller, you can map it with a method, and so everything here just to make it very easy for us. So now let's continue ahead. So before I proceed, we have the import here, so we can import the file outside the software. You can import a folder as well. You can copy it outside, you can come and paste it as well, paste, delete. But when you are deleting, it doesn't delete permanently, it will move it to the recycle bin, so you can restore it back to the recycle bin. We have move, you can move your file from up and down, you can move it anywhere, you can refresh it, and you can rename the folder as well. So now let's come down to import here. So you can import your project and also import your module. As I said earlier, so DordStream provided a modules for us to make use of it, so that we can write a laser code for us. But now we're just working on a website, so we don't need a module, because modules just for us to reuse it and come up with our custom code. So let's just use for example here now that we have a module that we want to install. Let's click on it. They will now choose the modules. You see the modules is always in .modules extension. That means DordStream modules so in .module extension. So you can now click on it. As you can see, module imported. So if we have a project outside a DordStream project outside the software, I want to import it back to the software. That's when we come to click on what's in project. Now when we click on it, it will be a folder. That means a folder containing all the structured file of DordStream. So it's going to import it for us. So now let's see open. For open here, that's where it will show we have a project that is going to show all the projects we've created with DordStream Studio. We have a file if you want to open an external file, then we have a folder if you want to open an external folder, so I will make use of it. But now let's click on the project and let's see we have a list of the project I've worked on. When you see we have a lot here, so you can like open it and choose the one which you want to work with. They also have an edit. This edit is where we can redo, undo, cut, copy, paste, save our work. That's our coding. Now we have view. This view section is where to view our solution explorer and toolbox. When I click on it, it's going to show it for us. When you have a toolbox, so I will explain the toolbox later on. Now let's see, we have a project here. This project is where we publish our work. That means that is when we are done with the work. This is where we publish it. Once we publish it, it's going to generate a code for us. So let's publish it and let's see. Let's choose a location. Let's choose a location where we want the file to be saved. Now let's see, let's click on publish. As you can see, it's going to compile all the files, all the code. It's going to compile it in a release mode, so it won't be in debug mode, because we are using it for a production. So that means we want to put it in a web server so that everybody can have access to it. So it's going to generate the file for us. So let's open and see the file. As you can see, we have a demo.DordStream. So it will be in DordStream. So that's the code which is going to give either a developer or non-developer for them to make a use of it. Now let's see, we also have a settings here. This settings is also where you connect your CMS and your studio all together, so that when you are building it, to be so that you can reflect it on your web browser. You have a sidebar. This is where location of this software, which is the CMS software. Then you have a name, then you have a app, because we are hosting it on IIS, which is the Internet Information Service. So when we open it there, when we create a website through the IIS, the name we use, the application pro we use, we have to provide it here as well, so that we can link the two together. We also have a music. That means this is where you just have to play a music. Maybe we are coding, because me, I like music when coding. So that's why I implement the idea of music as well. Then we also have a tools. This is where you want to zip your file, or have a file outside, you want to zip it, or you want to unzip the file as well. So we can make use of DordStream Studio to achieve all those. We have create project, all these tools. But now let's come down to build. Now what does this build mean? This build means for you to compile our work together in debug mode, so that we can view the output on the web page. Yeah, as you can see now, when I click on build, so it's going to build all our files and folders for us, so that we can see the outputs on the browser. Sorry, so it will be in a debug mode. So now let's see. Now we also have a code here. We have a mobile, tablet, we have a desktop here as well. So now this code is just for us to switch from browser to editor, so that we can write our code as well. Then let's go to the desktop. Let's open the page, and let's open landing page, for example. As you can see now, this is the generated page because it's going to generate a layout for us, which we can make use of it. Now let's come down to toolbox, and let's see. This is the toolbox. This is where we get all our tools which we use in developing our web page. We have HTML tag. This consists of all the HTML tags we have, all the HTML tags we have. We have this DS HTML tag. It also contains all the DS HTML tag we have, because we are using DS HTML tag to create our website instead of us writing the code. It's just a DS HTML tag, because it's also a HTML element as well. Then we have a bootstrap stack. So DordStream Studio provide you a way you can implement your Bootstrap, so it has it as a built-in. That has a built-in, so you don't need to link anything, you don't need to install any Bootstrap or anything. You can make use of it directly, so it has the built-in of Bootstrap. We have all the classes of Bootstraps here. We have for the style as well, the HTML style tag. You have the event, you have the plugin. This plugin is just a set of HTML elements for us to make our work very fast, instead of writing everything from scratch. It is a Bootstrap. It's a Bootstrap plugin. Now let's see, we have the attributes. We have the DS attribute as well, because DS always has on HTML tag, has on attribute, and this is the layout. This is where, because whenever you are working on any web page, you have to lay out your file. This is where you can choose. This is the layout you have for now. This is where you can choose. You have one by one, you have one by one by center, depending on the layout you want to make use of. So now let's see this. We have where we can drag and drop it on the browser. So let's use a DordStream. Let's use the plugin as an example. You know, I said plugin is just a set of our HTML elements. So instead of us to start writing from scratch, so it has it already. Now let's see. Let's drag and drop. You can drag and drop it anywhere. Let's drag it here now. As you can see, so drag the button here. You have a button with primary name. So now we can make changes or through it as well. You can double click. If you want to edit the text, you can come down here, edit the text. You can put it as bottom one. So you can now, so we can probably want to change the color. If we are using our style, which is our CSS, we can make use of it, because we have a built-in CSS properties, and with some of the values as well, depending on the value. If you want, so you can choose for anything here. It has everything for us, the values, instead of us cramming the values of CSS. So we don't need this. Everything is there for us, just for us to be using it now. So you can also use your direct Bootstrap as well. You can also use it as well. Now for example, let's change the background color. Let's change it to red, and let's see. Let's change it to red. Once you change it, press your enter key. When you see we've changed it to red. So we have a lot of plugins you can be working on, make, edit, delete anything you want to delete, use any design you want to use for it to make use of it. Now let's see, you can also view it here, how it's going to look on the other devices. Let's see, this is how it's going to look on the mobile device. On the mobile devices, we have a tablet devices as well, and also have a desktop device as well. So we can so I think that's all we have to know about DordStream. That's all about DordStream. That's all about the features. That's all about the feature. Okay, before I forget, let's see. Before I forget, we have to be saving our work, because it is not in auto save mode. So we have to save our work. Let's click on save, and now let's see, come down to controller here. So this editor also allows to detect if we are writing a wrong code. So it's going to show us where the problem comes from. But currently now it won't show you where the problem comes from right now. But when you click on build, let's save it and click on build. When you click on build, it's going to show us where the error comes from, then the lines where the error comes from, and what is expected. Then the solution expected for us to go to the solution expected. And let's see, let's have the results. Let's see now. So that means we are writing the right code. But if you are not writing the right code, it's going to show the errors for us. So there's a way you can map your controller with your view and your model. So it allows us to use our MVC. So you can make use of the MVC for your project, so that you can structure your project for easy maintenance. Because when you use an MVC to organize your code, make it easy for you when you want to maintain, especially when you're working on a large project. So DordStream allows you to work on both simple and large projects. So I think that's all about DordStream Studio. You know, as I said earlier, DordStream Studio is used for coding of DordStream code libraries. So because it's going to generate a DordStream code file for you, which is going to hand it over to whether a whether a developer or non-developer, for them to make use of it. So they can only make use of it through the DordStream CMS, which they can just make with a one click of it. So when we reach the DordStream CMS, they will understand how to make use of it, how to install it on it, and how to start using it. So thank you for watching. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much.